Hello folks! It is a rainy Tuesday morning here in Boston. Just made it in for my commute. And I have a little bit of a backlog of witchy thing videos that I'd like to catch up on. I'm learning to sort of appreciate that witchiness sometimes works on its own timeline, and sometimes the witchiness requires a little bit of reflection on my part, a little bit of time to process. And so I'm finding ways to balance that out against my desire to be accountable. And it's really just me being accountable to myself. I want to show up every day for this work, so it's a joy to do that. Anyway, so my witchy thing from last Friday, I think I'll step back into Thursday of last week. I had an appointment with my hairdresser, whom I just love. And she is a badass mama. She, works full time, and she has 3 kiddos and a husband, and she very much is sort of like the executive planner in her household, coordinating her kiddos' school schedules, appointments, sports. She kind of, takes on all of the sort of planning that goes on in her family. And we were talking about this, witchy endeavor. And she started talking about how, she's very, very much a type A person. We actually have a lot in common, the two of us. And she, shows up for her family and her, in her life, and she gets things done. And sometimes though, she'll, get a bill in the mail for an excise tax and just doesn't have it in her to deal with it right now. So it goes in a drawer, and then maybe it ends up being late. Or, she'll get an email. She knows that she can answer it. She knows she can respond, but it just kind of seems overwhelming in the moment, and she kind of lets it sit in her inbox. And then, we get to a point where it's like, oh, I probably should have sent something earlier, and now it feels weird to respond. And as she was saying this, I was like, oh my gosh, that's me too. I totally have those moments regularly where I just feel like, I don't know why, I know I'm capable, but I just can't seem to do the task. And, we started talking about some things that might help. I asked her, is there a color that you feel, is representative to you of strength and confidence? Maybe on days when you have something like that you have to do, you can wear that color to give yourself a little extra, intention to accomplish that goal. Or do you have a perfume that when you wear it you just feel confident and strong? Maybe you could kind of try that out. Or maybe there's an affirmation that you could say to yourself every day in the mirror, something that, a little pep talk to yourself, so you feel ready to take on these tasks. And then I went home afterward and I started thinking about it, and I think all of those things are great. I think also though, sometimes what we need is just rest. Sometimes the witchy thing is to ease up on ourselves. And I think, for people who are juggling a lot of different roles, who are making decisions a lot of the time for themselves and for other people, sometimes you can just get fatigued from all of that brain work. And sometimes what you need more than anything is just a little bit of time to recuperate. And so it's funny, on Friday morning, I was feeling like that's exactly what I needed. I had several emails hanging out, lurking in my inbox that I hadn't responded to. I had some, other things on my to-do list that I just hadn't had it in me to tackle. I was in that sort of state of feeling overwhelmed. I had, laundry piled up everywhere. I just had a lot of things that were, unfinished, and it was starting to weigh on me. And so I gave myself a gift of last Friday. I called out and I just took the time I needed for me to rest and to, have the energy to do the things that had been kind of building up. And so, all of this is to say, I think, witchiness is confidence in its strength, and it's also rest. It's also giving yourself what you need in the moment and figuring out what that is for you. And it, might be different for everyone, and that's great. Thanks.